It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout video shortcast, and with me, my buddy to the left, is Kent Reed, who is with American Braun and the Solace Center in Grinnell. And if you could just kind of capsulize your story. I've heard it before, and
Sure.
and I pretty well have it memorized, but for those who do not know your story, how American Braun came to be. You were in a bad motorcycle accident.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
In June 2nd, 2016, my daughter was going to school at Iowa State. I was staying at my parents' house a couple nights a week as I was driving back and forth from Grinnell to Des Moines using a Harley-Davidson Ultra Classic Electric Glide, nice big bike to ride back and forth on. And she was going to Iowa State and had a bad day, so she came down to have dinner at my folks and with me. And I said, let's just go for a ride. So we went for a motorcycle ride, and because we were only going a few miles, we took the helmets off of the bike and set them on the bench. And we had a nice ride until I was looking into the setting sun, waiting to turn left across oncoming traffic. A car came past. I went to go behind him, and there was another car that I hadn't seen. So fortunately, we were blessed that I swerved just enough that we did a hard side swipe instead of him clobbering us. Knocked my daughter off the motorcycle and just got her little road rash on her back of her hand and on her cheek. But I got 3 skull fractures and a brain bleed. I spent 8 days in the ICU, went home with a walker to regain my steadiness. I was off of work for 6 months because I'd had a seizure in the ER and I couldn't work as a salesman. While I was off, I wanted to do something to do more with the rest of the life God had given me to live and that the first responders had saved for me. And I decided to pay back what they did and help to save lives. Help to save lives of veterans that I've always been thankful for what they've done for us to make our lives free and safe, and for first responders that had just saved my life. I started American Braun as a way to help prevent suicide among veterans and first responders, and also to help first responders purchase life-saving equipment for their organizations. So I partner with the VA to get materials to hand out for suicide prevention. And they've got lots of, gimmicky items that everybody uses to get attention, squeeze balls with their phone numbers on it, and key fobs and all that kind of stuff. And I went around to racetracks and all different other places to hand out that material and not know for sure when and where what we're doing was helping, but assuming that it was. Then as we started raising money, the money that we raised, we donated to first responder departments to buy life-saving equipment. And to date, we're over $90,000 raised and spent on life-saving equipment all around the state of Iowa, into Nebraska and Missouri, saving lives every day and night, and we don't even know it, but it's out there and it's doing good. So with that, at one point I decided I'm helping a lot of people that I don't really know about when I do. If I did something local, or I could meet veterans and first responders face to face and do something for them, it would be even more rewarding. So I started what's called the Solace Center here in Grinnell. On the 3rd floor of the Masonic Lodge right downtown Grinnell. The Masons are very generous to us with the space, and we meet every Thursday night from 6 to 8 o'clock for folks to come up and do anything to kind of ease their mind, from adult coloring books and colored pencils to painting and supplies we have for that. We've got some that regularly play a game of chess or checkers. We have lots of others painting rocks, putting collages together, cutting pictures out of magazines, things like that. And that has been really rewarding. We have 8 to 12 people every Thursday night that come up, including an 87-year-old veteran who was sitting alone at home most of the week, except for a trip to the grocery store. And when a friend of mine would take communion to him for church on Sundays, and she noticed that he was lonely, she had been coming up to the Solace Center and said, you know what, you might enjoy this. And he hasn't missed a night since over 6 months of Thursdays. And he comes to sit and watch and talk and listen. That's all he wants to do. And I'm certain he looks forward to that all morning Thursday and probably all day Wednesday, that he gets to see this other new 10 or 12 friends of his.
Kent, we only have a little time left, but let's talk about the suicide problem amongst veterans real quick.
There are still 20 to 22 veterans a day that take their lives by suicide. 18 to 20 of those are veterans who are no longer in the service, and a couple others are current active military. Everybody has their own story for why they don't think life is worth living. But what drives my passion for continuing to do what I'm doing is knowing that they've given up months at a time of their lives, years at a time of their lives, on behalf of us Americans to keep us safe and to let us live oftentimes a cushy life. And they come home from doing that and feel like their life's not worth living. It just tears me up. Mm-hmm. So I try to do what I can to get the word out that there is a lot of help out there. It's as simple as calling the number 988. Someone will be there on the other end of the phone to talk to. That's the National Suicide Helpline. And if they're veterans, they can dial 1 once they get in, and it'll go to a veteran-specific person. But it is a scourge on our society that we as a society aren't welcoming enough to them for one reason or another to want to stay. We had a good conversation that's probably what drives many to go back into the service and become career veterans.
Yes.
But they still have to come home at some point.
Yeah, bet.
And some 30 years after they've got out of the service, it might tear them up that they're home living this life and their patrons didn't make it home.
You bet.
And that guilt can tear a person down.
So if people want more information about American Braun or the Solis Center, or want to contribute in some way, or would like to attend the Solis Center or whatever, you have a website. Tell us about that,
Absolutely. Ken. It's AmericanBraun.us. Braun is spelled B-R-A-W-N. The search engines like to put a U in it. But AmericanBraun.us. And there's information on there of how you can volunteer. There's a special page on there for the Solis Center, so you can see all about that. And join us some Thursday evening from 6 to 8. We're there every Thursday evening. And we also have a great links page they can go to. There's a lot of help for anyone with suicidal tendencies or PTSD or just depression issues. There's a certain category on there for first responders and veterans they can go to for organizations in their area as well. So AmericanBraun.us has a lot of things, from the simplest information on how to get a hold of me if you need help, or if you want to volunteer or help. If you want to do something like this in your community, man, I'll travel miles to help somebody feel the reward that I do in helping other people.
Great. Kent, always a pleasure.
You
This
bet.
man, big-hearted, he's trying to help some folks out. Maybe he'll help you out, or maybe you have a friend or relative that needs some help. Get a hold of Kent, because that's what he's here for with American Braun and the Solis Center. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout's video shortcast. Till next time, Grout is out. Peace and love. See ya.